I'm just saying, if this was football, it would have ended a lot differently. What's up, everybody? TN Fanatic here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day, and welcome to another post-game reaction. In this one, I am continuing, well, I should say ending my coverage of the Tennessee Vols and their run during March Madness, because it has come to an abrupt end. Tennessee loses to Houston in the Elite Eight, 69-50. As I said before, an absolute humiliating way to go out, an absolute beatdown, an abrupt end to our journey. I will get into all the emotional stuff later because I can't afford to cry right now. We got to talk about the game itself. So coming into this right here, I don't think there's any need to hype this up right here, right? This is the Elite Eight, right? One win away from going to the Final Four. And right here for Tennessee and Houston, we got two coaches, Kelvin Sampson and Rick Barnes. Two guys who know each other extremely well. And actually, the two active coaches with the most career wins without a national title going head-to-head. Now, even though both of these teams, they have guys that can't score, I was expecting a more defensive showcase on both sides. I mean, three of the four finalists for the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year were playing in this game. Meshack and Ziegler for us, and then Joseph Tugler for Houston. But it was the Cougars' defense that was showing their stripes right here. So Houston, they got out to a 4-0 start. And for us, for Tennessee, we had trouble getting balls into the lane, I feel like, and we had 2 turnovers in the first 4 minutes. Now, I was saying to my dad, because we were both sitting there, we were both like, we both said that, that's not going to cut it right there. We were 0 for 3 on 3-point field goals, 1 for 5 on field goals. I mean, I don't know what was going on. It was just insane. It was just so tough for me to even process what was going on. Meshack was missing. He missed 3 free throws. Meshack did. And, man, this was something that, as we have made our journey in the tournament, this is something, Vols fans have not seen. We usually have, great starts. Now, against Kentucky, that was a little bit more of, a rocky start. So, against Kentucky, we were 2 for 10. Against Houston, we were 1 for 11 to start this game. So, for me, there was still hope. There was definitely still hope that, we were going to win this because, we beat Kentucky, even though we had a slow start in that game. And there, again, there was potential for us to win, but, we had to sink some shots. So, after an 11-2 Cougars run, Barnes, he calls his first timeout to hopefully calm his guys down and slow down Houston's players. Sadly, to no avail. The Cougars, man, this team, Houston, they're for real, y'all. They were shooting like an NBA team. We were like a high school club out there. We were just outmatched. And this is Tennessee, we've been in battles all year long with the best teams in the country. A few of them are in the Final Four right now. We've been to war. But, man, just absolute shut down. There was less than 5 minutes left in the half. We didn't even have, 10 points. That's something that I can't, and I'm sure, Vols fans out there, we can't process that. That's tough to process. We've been one of the best teams all year long. This is maybe our worst game of the entire year. So Houston takes a 34-15 lead to the locker room right here. Dang. A 34-15 lead. That is a humbling, absolutely. Although, you know what? Looking at Kelvin Sampson's face throughout this game. Like, you wouldn't think that would be the case. Like, dude just did not smile at all. But, like, like, I get it. He is a competitor. And so are we, Like, Tennessee, we are a competitive team. And we certainly were not going to go out without a fight. In the second half, though, if we were to come back, I thought we needed to, like, just have a good start on the glass and get as many rebounds on both sides of the floor as humanly possible. So, Lanier and Gainey, thankfully they were able to drain some threes. In fact, Jordan Gainey in this game, in this half, actually, he really was clutch. Like, what did he score? Like, 14 points to start that half. I mean, he was on fire. And so we were starting to cut into that lead just a tad bit. And, I was thinking back to the Florida game when they played Texas Tech and how they were able to just come back. Like, if Florida can do it, why can't we, right? Well, you know what? There's a lot of reasons why we weren't able to come back in this game. But one big one is that the refs kept putting these whistles away. Guys, come on. This is the Elite Eight. Let's have some class here. I get sometimes, like, you want to let the boys play. But come on, like, when Lanier is getting, like, his hands held back and he's just getting swatted all over, you got to call that. You got to call that foul. Like, if you're letting them get away with that, who's to say they won't do it, like, a second or third time? Because Houston don't care. You know what? They'll punch us in the eye. They'll do whatever that they want to do, whatever they need to do in order to keep this lead, this big lead that they built. So, regardless, though, of all that, we still made it a 10-point game with 5:33 on the clock. There was still time for us to do something. And you know what? Actually, we were scoring some points at the free throw line. That's what you really want to see, I feel like. I feel like that, like, in that moment, like, that's what Vols fans really wanted to see, us scoring on the free throws. Because, like, we're scoring while the clock is stopped. Like, that was just huge. However, this is where Houston, they really started to put us away. Emmanuel Sharp. Just when we thought we could get something going, Emmanuel Sharp for Houston, he starts just draining threes. And we left them wide open, too. Wide open. We shoot like 2 or 3 shots. We just put them right into the basket. Dang. And again, us, you know what? To Tennessee, we did play a very good, like, defensive game. I do feel like we did. Our offense just didn't, like, we weren't able to answer that call for most of the first half. Our defense was still good, but then it was just exploited right here. And that would open the door for the Cougars to have a 9-2 run with 1:34 left. And then from then on, just Houston, they never look back. And once again, they win 69-50. They are on to the Final Four, where the Duke Blue Devils await. That should be like a great game, as well as Florida and Auburn. I cannot wait to watch those. All 4 of the number 1 seeds go at it. It should be a lot of fun. So this is where, like, the emotional part is going to come in, because for Tennessee, a lot of guys on this team, like a good amount of our starters, like, this is the last time that they'll ever wear a Vols jersey. Like, Meshack, Gainey, and Ziegler. Oh my gosh, Zakai. Man, this is how their careers end. It's it's really tough, and, like, I'm sure it's also tough for, like, the Vols basketball fans out there. I'm sure, like, it's tough for them to endure as well. But look, give Houston credit. They are a great defensive team. Even though they get away with a lot of fouls, you know what? They frustrate you. That's what they do. That's what great teams do. And you know what? They certainly frustrated me and the Vols Nation out there. So, you know what? They did their job. So, again, like, congrats to them. They're on to the Final Four. As for us, again, it's definitely very sour way to end this year. Once again, we had a lot of national championship expectations. We got close. Man. And I know, I know that, like we will break that glass ceiling. Like we will get to the Final Four. We will win that national that the national championship. Um, so that's how I'll end it. Right, right there. Again, like it's a rough end. Best of luck to Meshack, Gainey, and Ziegler, who will be in the NBA. Like absolutely, those guys are great. And as for Rick Barnes, like he'll just do what he always does, just like reload and see if we can make another run at it next year. But fans, that is going to do it for this post-game reaction. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, click that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And honey salutes to all of you as always, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic day. Go Vols!